Hello students, today we are going to discuss about meiosis 1 in which we will discuss in detail about prophase 1. So first of all, let me define meiosis. It is a division of a diploid germ cell that reduce the chromosome number by half. Okay, so during these phenomena, what happen? The diploid germ cell will convert into haploid. That means chromosome number will be half and form haploid daughter cell, or that is also called gametes. Okay, it occurs during gametogenesis. The process in which this gamete is forming, the process is called gametogenesis. So gametogenesis is the process in which diploid germ cell will convert into haploid daughter cells, and that is called gametes. It leads to haploid phase in the life cycle of a sexually reproducing organism, and after that fertilization will occur, and during fertilization a diploid phase will be restored. So this is all phenomena of Now let me understand about haploid cells and diploid. So first of all, what is a haploid? Haploid is a one set of chromosomes. Okay, here you will see a one set of a chromosome. The chromosome will not appear in a pair. Okay, like here you can see the chromosome will be single, or one set of a chromosome will be found. So in humans you will see, if a human cell, if it is haploid in form, okay, then the number of a chromosome will be 23, not 23 pairs. Okay, so in humans, gamete, that is the sperm cells, and ovum are haploid. So you be very clear what is the gamete in the case of a human, sperm cells in case of a male, and ovum or egg cell in case of a female are haploid cells. Now next is the diploid cells. So here in case of a diploid cells, two sets of chromosome. Here you can see a 1 and 2. Okay, all chromosomes which are found will be in sets, two sets. Okay, and by this we can say in humans 2n. This is the indication of a diploid structure. Okay, 2n, and for the haploid it will be indicated as a just a small n. Okay, so here diploid number of a chromosome will be 46, or we can say 23 pair. Each chromosome will be in the pair. So such a condition is called diploid. In humans, all body cells, okay, rest other cells other than the sperm cells and ovum, okay, rest other body cells are means other than the gametes are diploids. Okay, so here in this process during the meiosis, what happened? This diploid cell, okay, whatever the diploid cells are there, these diploid cells will convert into haploid cells. Okay, so if the conversion of a diploid cell into haploid cell occur, that phenomena is called meiosis. Now let me try to understand what is the function of a meiosis phenomena. Okay, so why it is essential before any sexual reproduction. Okay, why we are converting this diploid cell into haploid? In our body, diploid cell is converted into haploid just before the fertilization. Why it is essential? So it is very essential phenomena to maintain the number of chromosome. Otherwise what happen? Here you can see this female having a 46 number of chromosome, right? Total number of chromosome will be 46 in female in diploid cell. Suppose in male also 46 number of chromosome will be there. If directly the cell having the 46 number of chromosome participate directly in the sexual reproduction, so what happen? Female also give the 46 chromosome, male also giving the 46 chromosome, and the offspring may have 92 number of chromosome. So by this way, generation to generation chromosome number will be increased. Okay, that is not possible practically. So to avoid that, before any fertilization, any sexual reproduction, what happened? The female cell, that is the egg cell, will be generated, and that is the process of a meiosis, during which number of chromosome will be half before any fertilization process. So only egg cell will participate in the fertilization process, and from the male sperm cell will participate in the fertilization process. And before that, they will halve their number of chromosome. That's why what happened? 23 number of chromosome here in the egg cell, here also 23 number of chromosome, and they will merge together or fuse together to form zygote, and as a result of that the offspring will have 46 chromosome, that is a 23 pair of a chromosome. So by this way, generation to generation number of chromosome will be maintained by the phenomena called meiosis. Here in this slide you can see some characteristic features of meiosis. So let me discuss that first. It involves two cycles, that is include meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, but only a single cycle of a DNA replication. So DNA replication you know very well now. Okay, during S phase DNA replication occur. So meiosis 1 will occur, meiosis 2 will occur, but here S phase will be occur only once. Okay, that means single cycle of DNA replication will be found. It involves pairing of a homologous chromosome, that is a difference between mitosis and the meiosis, and recombination between them. Okay, these phenomena you cannot observe during the mitosis. So this is the characteristic feature of a meiosis. So it involves pairing of a homologous chromosome and recombination between them. Meiosis 1 begin after replication of parental chromosome to form identical sister chromatids. Okay, at the S phase. During S phase it will be shown. Then 4 haploid cells. This is also characteristic feature of a meiosis, and it is a differentiate it from the mitosis. So during mitosis 2 cells were obtained. Okay, that is a diploid cells, and here in this case 4 haploid cell will be obtained after the end of the meiosis 2. Here you can see what are the steps of or stages of a meiosis. So mainly these meiosis can be divided into 2 stages, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Okay, so meiosis 1, further we can divide them into subphases, that is a prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, and then telophase 1. And similarly we can say meiosis 2 also can be divided into 4 stages, that is a prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, and telophase 2. So by this we can say that meiosis is comprised of 8 stages. Today we are just going to discuss about meiosis 1, in which we will discuss in detail about prophase 1. So what is a prophase 1 and what happened during the prophase 1? It is typically longer and more complex. Okay, this is the stage which is typically longer and more complex rather than other stages. It includes 5 phases based on chromosomal behavior. Okay, in behavior you can see here all patterns are different. Okay, so based on pattern of a chromosomal behavior, they can be divided into 5 stages. Though it is continuous process, but based on the chromosomal pattern, you can divide them into 5 stages, and that include leptotin, zygotin, pegtitin, diplotin, and dikinesis. So these meiosis 1 can be divided into prophase 1, then metaphase 1, anaphase 1, and telophase 1. And particularly when we are talking about prophase 1, this prophase 1 subdivided into 5 substages, and that is leptotin, zygotin, pegtitin, diplotin, and dikinesis. Now let me discuss all stages one by one that included into the prophase 1. So first initial step is a leptotin stage. Okay, that is also called leptonema stage. Here what we will observe, chromatin fibers become long slender chromosomes. So here you can see thread like structures of a chromosome you will observe. Okay, and nucleus will be enlarged, and here you can see nuclear envelope will be start breakdown. Okay, so what happened during this phase? A chromatin fiber become long and slender, look like a thread. So lepto, that means thread. So here chromosome will look like a thread structures. Here you can see they will look like a thread-like structure. So chromatin fiber become long, slender chromosome, and along with that nucleus will be enlarged, and along with that you can observe nuclear envelope will start degradation. Here you can see some breakdown is observed. As leptotin phase finished, prophase 1 will be directed towards next phase, that is a zygotin phase, and zygotin phase will be initiated. Zygotin phase is also called as a zygonema phase. So what happened during that phase? Let me understand. Chromosomes become more condensed. Here you can see if you compare it with the leptotin, chromosome will be appear more condensed. Okay, and another very important phenomena observed is similar chromosomes. Okay, similar length, similar look. Okay, so similar chromosome will start pairing together, and that is called homologous chromosome pairing, and that is also called this phenomena of a pairing of a similar chromosome is called synapsis. Okay, which the help of a complex structure, with the help of a complex structure, it is called synaptomal complex. So with the help of a synaptomal complex, all the chromosomes which are similar chromosomes will pair together, and that phenomena is considered as a synapsis. So this is the very important phenomena which is observed during this phase only. Okay, and the paired chromosomes are called homologous chromosome. So similar chromosome which pair together during the synapsis phase is called homologous chromosome. Each pair of a homologous chromosome is now called bivalent. Here you can see two thread-like structure will be observed, and that's why it is called bivalent. Let we understand more by using this diagram. So here you can see this is the one chromosome, this is the second chromosome, this is a maternal chromosome, and this is a paternal. So both having a similar characteristic. Okay, if from the maternal or a paternal, both having a similar characteristic, and that's why they will consider a similar chromosome. So such a chromosome which have a similar characteristic will pair together. Okay, and that pair chromosome will now call homologous chromosome, and this pairing of a chromosome with the similar characteristic is called synapsis. This whole phenomena of a pairing is called synapsis, and this will observe during zygote. After zygote phase, next phase which is initiated is a Peckytine, and that is also called Pachynyma stage. So let me understand that. So comparatively this phase is a longer phase. Okay, and this phase is most important phase, and that's why it is longer phase. Bivalent chromosomes split into similar chromatids. Okay, this stage is called tetrads. So here you can see tetrads. Okay, because it is converted split into the similar chromatid. Appearance of recombination nodules at which crossing over occur. Okay, so this is very important phenomena during which appearance of recombination nodule. So here you can see this is the appearance of nodule on which it will crossing over to each other. Okay, and it will lead to recombination of a genetic material on the homologous chromosome. So exchange of genes will be occur from this side. Okay, during the crossing over phenomena, we will learn in detail. It leads to the recombination of a genetic material on the homologous chromosome. A recombination is completed by the end of a Peckytine. So as Peckytine finished, recombination process will be complete. Now let me try to understand what is a crossing over phenomena. So as we have discussed during zygote phase, what happened? The homologous chromosome will be paired together. Okay, so paternal and maternal, what are the similar kind of a chromosome will be paired together. And during Peckytine stage, the sister chromatid, okay, this is the sister chromatid, and this reddish color and this is the gray color. Okay, this gray color chromatid and this is reddish color chromatid, both are non-sister chromatid. Whereas these both similar will be called sister chromatid, whereas these red and this gray will consider as a non-sister chromatid. So when they come together, here you can see they will pair. So nearby chromatids, okay, which is non-sister chromatid, not in the sister chromatid. Okay, be very clear here. Okay, so here crossing over occur in between non-sister chromatid. So as a result of that, here you can see this chiasma will be formed. This phenomena of a node formation is called chiasma. Okay, so here when crossing over occur, cross is observed is called chiasma. Okay, so this is a crossing over process, and as a result of that, what happened? Some fragment of this chromosome will be shifted to this, and some fragment of this chromosome will be shifted to this one. So by this, some character will be of this chromosome will be expressed here, and some character of this chromosome will be expressed here. After the Peckytine stage, next stage will be diplotin stage, and that is also called diplonema stage. So let me try to understand what happened during this stage. So first of all, dissolution of the synaptomal complex will occur, and as a result of that, the recombined homologous chromosome of the bivalent separate from each other and except at the site of a crossing over. So from the crossing over region, they will be remain attached. Okay, rest other will be dissociated or dissolution may occur. These egg-shaped structures are called chiasmata. As I told you, this egg-shaped structure where crossing over is occur or node formation occur, that is called chiasmata. In oocyte of some vertebrate, diplotin lasts for months or sometime for the years also. So this may be very long process sometime in some organism in case of some vertebrates. After the completion of a diplotin stage, next stage will be dikinesis. So let me understand what happened during this stage. So first of all, terminalization of chiasmata will be observed during this phase. Okay, and a chromosome you will observe will be fully condensed. Here you can see chromosome will be fully condensed. Okay, and the meiotic spindle fiber originate from the poles to prepare the homologous chromosome for separation. It will prepare the chromosome for the separation. And finally, what happen? What you will observe? Nucleolus, nuclear envelope will be disappear totally. And this is the indication of a completion of a prophase 1. So what happened during this stage? Terminalization of chiasmata. Okay, chromosome will be observed will be highly, or we can say fully condensed. Okay, the meiotic spindle fiber will be originate, and finally you will observe nucleolus and nuclear envelope will be disappear, and that is the indication of a completion of a prophase 1 and initiation of a metaphase 1. Based on today's lecture, I am giving you one MCQ. For that, I will provide you one MCQ and you have to answer it into your comments. So answer this MCQ. This is your homework for today's lecture, and before we finish this lecture, let me summarize all topic by using one animation video. So look at this video.
In sexually reproducing organisms, meiosis results in the formation of sperm cells and egg cells. Cells that undergo meiosis are diploid with 2 sets of chromosomes. However, these diploid cells, after meiosis, produce haploid cells with 1 set of chromosomes. Later, during the process of fertilization, these haploid cells fuse to form a diploid offspring. Thus, meiosis helps maintain the chromosome number in a species. Meiosis, like mitosis, is also preceded by an interphase stage, during which DNA replicates and each chromosome doubles to consist of 2 identical strands of DNA. Meiosis consists of 2 cell divisions, namely meiosis 1 and 2. Meiosis 1 is divided into 4 stages: prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, and telophase 1. Similarly, meiosis 2 is divided into 4 phases: prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, and telophase 2. Meiosis 1 halves the number of chromosomes, and meiosis 2 splits the sister chromatids of each chromosome, resulting in 4 haploid cells. Meiosis 1 begins with prophase 1, which is typically more complex and lasts longer compared to the prophase of mitosis. Based on chromosomal behavior, prophase 1 is divided into 5 phases, namely leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene, and diakinesis. All through the leptotene stage, compaction of chromosomes continues and they gradually become visible under a microscope. as the DNA has already duplicated, each chromosome consists of 2 chromatids. In the next stage, that is, the zygotene stage, homologous chromosomes, one from the paternal set and one from the maternal set, get attracted to each other and form pairs. This pairing is called synapsis. During this process, a complex structure known as a synaptonomal complex is formed. This complex structure consists of a pair of synapsed homologous chromosomes called a tetrad or a bivalent. The zygotene stage is followed by the pachytene stage, during which the bivalent chromosomes are clearly visible as tetrads. Moreover, large protein complexes on the synaptonomal complex, called recombination nodules, begin to appear. These nodules are believed to be the sites where crossing over occurs. Crossing over is an event unique to meiosis, wherein an exchange of genetic material occurs between the non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosomes. The process of crossing over is initiated by the enzyme recombinase and results in the recombination of generic material between the 2 chromosomes. Crossing over is very significant during the formation of gametes, as it results in new combinations of genes, leading to genetic variation in the offspring. By the end of the pachytene stage, recombination between homologous chromosomes is complete, and the chromosomes are linked at the sites of crossing over. The next stage in prophase 1 is the diplotin stage. The beginning of this stage is marked by the dissolution of the synaptonomal complex. Moreover, the recombined homologous chromosomes of the bivalents display a tendency to separate from each other except at the crossover sites. The X-shaped part on the homologous chromosomes that holds the 2 together once they have crossed over is called a chiasmata. The diplotin stage can last for several months or years in oocytes of certain vertebrates. The final stage in prophase 1 is diakinesis, during which the chiasmata terminates. Moreover, the chromosomes fully condense and become clearly visible, while the meiotic spindle assembles and prepares the homologous chromosomes for separation. This stage represents the transition to metaphase 1 and ends with the disappearance of the nucleolus and disintegration of the nuclear envelope.
In next lecture, we will continue with meiosis 1. So till that, goodbye.